Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Elite Series Division 2 League of Legends. Today with me, Fresh Tana, and of course with QG as my wonderful color caster. Because Daniel, of course, who would be here, has Corona, so we are with you in the heart, of course. And but I'm really thankful for you, QG, to be here. It's really a pleasure to have such an Luxembourgish legendary man in this cast. Rely on
Wait,
really. It's you are legendary, my friend. You are legendary.
I'm legendary. I didn't play up in
Legendary.
the Reliant post.
Yeah, but
The
you
last-
managed it.
Yeah, I
you own
coached
it.
at the.
Yeah.
I no, I'm not the owner. I'm not
Oh,
anymore. I switched. Well, I don't own stuff, but I was president last year, and we switched this year. So I do community and esports management. To
So you
concentrate
was
more on the
legendary,
thing.
and now you are not legendary anymore.
I
Sad.
guess.
No,
Yeah.
but it's nice to have you here as a wonderful color caster, and you know the scene way better than me, so it's nice to have you here. But actually,
Yeah,
we are
actually.
here for yeah. No, go for it.
Yeah, I know the scene. I think since Rift was LRT, so the Luxembourg scene is. I know it quite well. I think 5 years is it? It is. I think if production helps me, I think it's roughly 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, September 18 they said. So I joined them first because Daniel was in my class and we played League of Legends and he said there's a tournament and I want to cast, and then that was the first thing I did. But yeah,
nice.
we look where we come from. Little League of Legends tournaments to a second division in the Elite Series in Benelux today. Maybe we go higher up, and maybe in a few
Hopefully.
years we have a whole league, like not just the LEC, but like the Bundesliga or Eredivisie, you know, like a whole league like football. That is one of my dreams, to have one game or an esports that has such a high player base to do an actual big league out of it.
Would be wonderful.
We have this.
But I think we should stick back in today's match, game number 2. It's Once Upon a Team, of course, playing against PERTINAX. I can't pronounce it. I'm so sorry, but yeah, it will be a wonderful matchup. Probably, hopefully, starting soon, of course. And just to summarize, we had Aroma against Rift Slots, and Rift Slots won it really dominantly in 23 minutes. So hopefully we see some more really good action by those two teams. And there's some great players on both sides, and so it will be really a banger series, hopefully. And then, of course, we have 2 more games in the evening, so stay tuned, definitely, for more to come today. And I don't know when the game will start, if production has any information about that. But
yeah, production said it will soon be ready. But yeah, we have
perfect.
the Once Upon a Team against PERTINAX ESPORTS. They played actually. PERTINAX ESPORTS has a sub in today, and Aoma also had 2 subs. Maybe that was the little explanation. You can't take it as an explanation to have subs, but you can take it as a little point if they know you're weaker with your second team than with your first. It's normal. But we are in the champ select for now, and Once Upon a Team is on blue side and PERTINAX ESPORTS is on red side. And there's the Vi ban. I actually like Vi. You have 2 builds with her. You go the champ punk chainsword, or the Black Cleaver build. The Black Cleaver build has more health and more cooldown reduction, ability haste, and the Tank Champ Sword has more AD. Depends if your enemy has healing, you go for Champunk, or you go for the Black Cleaver with for armor destruction if they have some tank or bruisers. And you just bam fist them with your passive, and then yeah. But we have also the Silas and the Nami is out, so there will not be a Lucian Nami bot lane again.
Yeah, and it kind of surprises me, I guess, because I think in last game we had no Lucian ban, no Nami ban, and both teams didn't went for it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they just went open and nobody wanted to play it, and now there's a Nami ban, which is usually the better ban.
Yeah, if you look at the LCK that started last week, they only played Lucian, Nami, Heimerdinger, Caitlyn. No. It was Yumi and Zeri, and they really played these enchanter comms with the AD carry, and you don't see it in Europe that way. You see more Heimerdingers, Ashes. But yeah, the Caitlyn is also now banned again. Also a pretty good AD carry. There's also Jhin support. If we see this here, will be kind of funny to have a Jhin support. But Jhin AD is also good. Yeah,
and like 2 top lane target bans coming out to once upon a team. Like this Cutlight, this player on the top lane just gets target banned 2 times, which is really insane. So he is a really good Gnar player, of course, and then just getting rid of some engage always helps. And there's Yumi, and we are still playing, I think, on the old patch, because now I think today patch notes released, and Yumi will get killed. So play her now when she is still strong enough to carry your games, because otherwise on the next patch you can't really play Yumi anymore. And there's the Ryze ban. There's a Ryze pick, so he was banned last game. Maokai was banned last game, so we get the full OP champions from this meta right now. There's a Yumi, there's a Ryze, there's a Maokai, so yeah, everybody in there, and it's really strong. Maybe even a Seri now pick up by Once Upon a Team, because every Yumi is really strong.
Yeah, Yumi Zeri is really strong. I think it's the second strongest bot lane on lane. If you think about Lucian and Nami, but they both get nerfed in the patch. So next patch we'll see probably no Nami and Lucian again. Yeah, but the Maokai is picked up. I think if you want to grind in solo queue as a jungler, just play Maokai. He's so broken right now. There's so much clear speed. His damage is up in the air. It's disgusting. The AP build is just, if you play ARAM, you just do the ARAM build and you're fine. So yeah, you played with First Strike and Treasure Hunter to get your items faster, to do the little more true damage. And there's a Zeri ban because you picked up Swain and Shen.
Yeah.
So Once Upon a Team is not going to run it.
Yeah, I mean, Shen isn't really the biggest prior pick, and so you'll just lose a really strong lane, bot lane, because you can't pick up this area anymore. So it's really strange to like pick up Swain and Shen in the same rotation, especially because Swain, of course, could be a flex pick, so you even like destroying your own flex picks. And with Yumi and Swain, you of course like show the enemy team that you want to play a hyper carry on bot lane. So maybe we get a hyper carry ban out there on the side of PERTINAX, and there's like Yumi, Sivir, so the second strongest ADC with Yumi right now. So there are not that many more safe picks with Yumi. Maybe in Ezreal, but Ezreal would not be in hyper carry. So yeah, it will be really strange what they want to pick up with the Yumi Shen now. And hopefully they find a way to pick a hyper carry.
Maybe it's Yumi and Swainbot.
Ooh, okay.
That's also the thing you can think about. But no, it's the Ashe. Ashe Yumi. Against
Ashe
Verisona.
at least is hyper carry. But really unmobile.
And the Nocturne Shen combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to pick some people and immediately kill them with the Ashe Nocturne Shen comp they run here. So Once Upon a Team is trying to pick some people. It works against Sona pretty good. And then you have also Varus pretty immobile, but you have to time your W pretty good with Nocturne, else you get stuck and killed. But you have the Jax against the Shen, and it will be harder for the Shen here.
I think it's not the best matchup for him.
No, Shen has to really take care here. If he does his Q wrong, and Jax can just dodge the whole damage. Well, Shen can do the same. They both have dodge abilities, so you can look a bit what's going on. So, but the Ryze, Maokai, and Varus here is gonna hurt. I think PERTINAX has the better pick comp, the better teamfight comp, and I think the meta is all about teamfights right now. So yeah, picking some people up on the side to prevent that teamfight comp to actually start. So it's kinda hard to actually teamfight if you just get picked out. So you have to take, but Varus runs clans. So you can actually dodge the, or if he gets hit, you can flash the Ashe arrow later, and then you have, yeah, but Maokai is very strong. Maybe there will be an invade from Once Upon a Team, because I think the early is a bit stronger. Maybe the Ashe only, but
and you have a lot of CC.
Yes, yeah, with the Shen taunt.
We have like, yeah, and then of course the Swain crap. So you can always just try to go for something, and you already see it that Once Upon a Team at least tries to sneak in top lane and maybe get the flash, maybe even get him to like skill the jump on level 1 or something. But does our cop at least see it? So no more invading stuff going on. And with that, both teams will probably just maybe place a ward or something, and then, but nobody will die.
They go back in.
Yeah, but I mean they know it, so they can't really.
Yeah, but they're just gonna ward. Both sides is warded, so they actually try to get to know where their Maokai starts. I think it's better if you start blue with Maokai, but the mana regen that the item gives, I think it doesn't really matter that much. But
yeah, I think the biggest decision will be which lane do you want to gank first. So if you start top lane, then you will probably try to play around bot lane, and vice versa. And Shen against Jax could be a matchup where you want to have the Jax just to have a winning time. So just going top lane first could be the way to go in this game, but we need to see if he really ganks it, or if he even tries to sneak a mid lane or bot lane gank. Who knows?
Yeah, I think for Once Upon a Team, it's a bot lane focused early game. Because you want the Ashe to get ahead, because if you get the Shen ahead, it doesn't really do such a difference. If you get the Swain ahead, it also doesn't make a difference. You need that Ashe to pop off, and you need to shut down the Varus auto Sona. So think we have a bit of lags here.
Yeah, but some good trades, and in the end, I think it's always good to like trade Yumi health against some health from an ADC, for example, because Yumi is untargetable. So every time you just get out an auto attack trade or something, it's basically winning because Yumi health doesn't really matter in most of the fights. If the ADC dies or if the Ashe dies, for example, then Yumi can't win the 2v2 anyway, 2v1 anyway. So her life doesn't really matter in those situations. And so just trading badly but getting something out of it is always good to have.
Yeah, if you just poke enough. Well, Sona has good range with the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that the junglers trade the crabs.
Yeah, so the one thing I would like to ask you is like, does the Swain goes for the mana item build, like Tia into Rod of Ages or something, just because it's so broken and he gets tanky a lot, and he is just a really strong champion with that, or he just go for Liantries and stuff? Like that's the question.
I think he goes for the rot, but I don't know if he goes for the tier. I think it's
close. No, you can analyze it. I think there will not be a kill, or maybe there is a kill with the Maokai flashing in. What a play! There, Rice gets first blood, but in the end he will die versus this Nocturne, and I think there will be other kills as well. Ashe trying to go for the 1v2 because the cat is already dead. And maybe Yumi life does matter. If you go out and get sniped, then you are dead. So maybe it was wrong to trade that heavily.
She was too far out, too often out of the body of the Ashe. So maybe she needs to attach more. But that's a lesson to learn, and you can also improve in game. But yeah,
Definitely.
you see that the Maokai is pretty strong here. Also in the early game with the gank potential it gets with the face rush. You can get fast and then just knock back the Nocturne that he doesn't hit you, and then you just get the first blood.
Yeah, there's Rice going for some trades, but doesn't connect with the Q.
Yeah, Rice has just too much mana. If he goes tier with the passive, the AP ratio gives you more mana if you have more AP. But we will see what's going on here. Yeah, the Jax is still a bit ahead, but shouldn't be a big thing for the Shen. Yeah, the Rice should be far ahead of the. I think the whole gold lead in this game is on the Rice.
Most likely. I mean, he got the first blood, or yeah, he should get got the first blood, and then of course, just a small CS lead here and there, and just stacking. And if he already wins like an early lane, then that game could be a rough one for Once Upon a Team. Just because like a scaling champion who wins his lane is always a bad sign, and or a good sign. I mean, it's depending on the team, and so there could be a tough world. But in the end, you have Ashe Arrow, you have the Swain Crab, you have like the Darkness and stuff. So there are ways to kill a Rice, to solo him down. So not the biggest problem right now, but could be a problem in the future if he gets more and more ahead.
Yeah, you don't want the Rice to be fed. You don't want to rise him up. But yeah, that's going to be the blue buff for the Maokai. Oh, and it's also a champ tank dragon. Here there's Nocturne on the bot lane. Some poke.
Just helping with the push out that maybe Ashe and Yumi can go out of lane, or they just wanted to break the freeze, which is really a good thing, because Ashe, who sits on a frozen lane, is always a easy target to hit, because she's so unmobile, of course, and she doesn't play with ghosts, so just with the clans. There are some ADCs, unmobile ADCs, who play ghosts just to have this little bit more mobility, but in this case, she doesn't have it, so they needed this push out against the Maokai gank, maybe. And in the end, Maokai even gets this first trade for his team. And it's a really good head start for the red team.
Yeah, that's also good for quite every champ on the PERTINAX team. Because each champ tank enhances your healing and tenacity. So almost every champ has a healing effect on PERTINAX team, so that's good. It's also very good for the Sona, by the way.
Yep.
You see these W hits.
Always strong as well, just because, I mean, every champion has some sort of CC, so a little bit more tenacity here and there. There's always what a good Ashe arrow! That's just a kill. Really, really well played there. Great pickup. I mean, from downtown. I mean, he sniped it from bot lane to top lane. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, I saw the Ashe arrow too late, but I think Dusseldrop also saw it too late to actually
definitely
move. Well, what do you want to do if there's an off-screen Ashe arrow that's going to hit from Fog of War through mid lane to top lane?
I mean, sometimes you can spot it and then you can call it for your teammate, but this case just, I mean, wonderfully sniped. And I mean, that's really really high class. If you know he will stay there like 10 seconds in the future, like just firing it to the top lane and hoping and praying. Maybe he wanted even to hit the mid lane, who knows, but then he hit it the top lane, or maybe he wanted to spot just the jungler, but in the end he hit it the top lane, who knows. I mean, that's a crazy part of those Ashe arrows. You can hit everything and you do the best out of it and you got a kill.
Yeah, you just if you don't try, you can't succeed. So just hit the button, the cooldown comes back, but the kill and the gold doesn't. So if you try and it doesn't work, you actually tried, and here it worked. So that's actually good for PERTINAX, and the Rise is just going to bully the Swain here. But he goes for the Liandry's build, he's not going for the Rod of Ages.
Yep.
They maybe need damage.
I think it's the right decision, because you can't really stack tier with Swain. I mean, how else do you really do? I think tier would be really slow stacking, so that may be the better way to just build the Liandry's. But yeah, I mean, the meta build would be the mana build. You never know.
Yeah, you are. I always think about Swain, and he's actually a battle mage, and I always think he's a shotgun mage because of his Q. Because he just shoots out those bolts, and it always reminds me of the shotgun, just like Grace. Yeah, he's the Grace mage, I guess. But yeah, that's how you stack the tier if you get enough cooldown reduction. Also the shield is pretty good for Swain, but he goes for the Liandry's build. Oh, there's the Ashe arrow again!
Connects it, and from downtown you get the next kill onto Toto, who probably didn't want the kill, but I mean, AP Yumi still is a thing, I would say, so every single kill on Yumi counts. And with that, you can summon the Herald, and with that you get some more plating gold. But there comes Maokai, but it's not the Maokai skin anyway. But there comes Maokai, and maybe you get the snipe No, you doesn't, and there's no damage, so no kill.
Yeah, that was a pretty good arrow again, but it's also pretty easy with Yumi and Nocturne to just ult in, get the kill, go out. You hit a lot of ults, but you get the kill. Like I said before, a kill is better than resting on the ult, and don't use it 20 minutes into the game. So you just hit it, and you hit it.
Yeah. Like
But
a
yeah,
wise man
you also
once
see
said...
that it's...
Oh, go for it.
No, you can. It's actually not that important. What do you want to say?
Like
A wise man once said what?
Yeah, he said that every shot you don't take, you will miss. So sometimes you just need to shoot.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
actually
miss,
true.
maybe
But here
you
we have
don't,
the engage.
But there's Nocturne and he tries to go into it, but it's lagging, so I can't really see anything. But Shen at least ulted in to them, and in the end he got stopped by Jax. Now maybe he gets run down by Jax. There's a flash from him, but the flash from Total Drop gets him in the end. Now there's an extended fight, but 2 kills for Varus, and in the end it's the triple kill for Varus. Maybe he can even go for more, because there's the mark. He goes for the roots, and in the end maybe you can go for something, but no, there's a quarter.
Quarter kill!
Brought in team fight there.
Yeah, you see the engage from Once Upon a Team, but PERTINAX came back with it. Yeah, the channels get updated, so Once Upon a Team is kind of behind, and then you see the wonderful double Varus arrow for the double kill, and then he gets the quarter here in the first fight. And then you have the Hextash Dragon for PERTINAX, and it will be a... I don't see the dragon. What will it be? Clouds? No?
Yeah, it should be... No, it's Earth.
No, it's Earth Dragon
because
again.
You see those stones. Those extra stones, and there's the Herald now for Once Upon a Team at least. So they get something back in return on the map, which they can of course use to maybe get those top lane shutdown gold stuff, because now they are a little bit too much behind, and now they get those shutdowns on objectives and on turrets.
Yeah, so they slowly crawl back with the gold here. Yeah, but Jax is just going to hit the bot tower. I don't think he's 1v1able, not by the Shen at least. And the Shen should run over here. Yeah, the Ryze is just kinda... Yeah. The Ryze kinda gets on the nerves of Shen. So we have a switch. The bot lane goes mid, the top laner goes bot to just get the tower. And Ryze sits on top against Shen and clears the wave. Pokes the Shen. And then you see that PERTINAX has the early game here. And they group up for maybe a little push into the mid lane, find someone, maybe get a pick to get even further ahead. The Roll of Ages is finished for Ryze.
I think it's 4 stacks all ready for him. So he's stacking. He's good in game. He has like the full stacked tier already. So that will be a dangerous one for Once Upon a Team. And like I think every single arrow just was a hit and was a kill, and it was wonderful. But then like this one team fight just flipped around, and I think that doesn't really show the whole picture, because they played a strong early game, and with those 2 clutch down home snipes. But yeah, just one bad team fight uncalculated, and you're just losing it all. And that's something that can happen. And now they need to bounce back, and of course they have like this pick comp, so they really need to try to go for more snipes, to go for more Nocturne ultimates. Like it's already up, Ashe is already up, so usually you need to hold them on cooldown just to get everything out of those champions. And now you at least got this mid lane turret with... Oh, there comes the engage. You can get the next kill with the whole squad. 5 people killed this Sona, and now you can even maybe try to go for siege. But no, there's no more engage, so they go out. In meantime, Jax like almost hitting the turret.
Yeah, you see the Asho pick comp that works for Once Upon a Team, but if they have to fight objectives, PERTINAX is just too strong to Maokai, Ryze, Jax and Varus comp, and also the Sona who can peel pretty good for the Varus here. So it will be a hard one in team fights, but the pick comp should be fine. Jax just split pushing, he's so far ahead.
But he gets the stun almost, but oh, there comes the fear. Oh, that's so sad for Dazzlecop. But in the end, Shen ults nonetheless, so Dazzlecop gets out of the situation. But what a turnaround there by him. And I see a really, really interesting item build for Jax. He goes for the Zonias, actually.
Yeah, the item is so broken that you build it on Jax because Jax got AP ratios with his rework. So you can build it on him pretty good now. And it's just like this, that they reworked Jax, so he can use these Zonias pretty effectively. Here's the Earth Dragon for PERTINAX, and Once Upon a Team is not going to fight over that. This is soul point for PERTINAX. Maybe we have some pushes again, some pokes, a bit of jungle taking. And then the mid tower is also going to fall. No, it's not. But we have some poke stuff going around. And there's the tower going to fall, and there it is. 6k gold ahead for PERTINAX. And then you just see the Ryze and the Varus are too strong to fight.
I think with this catch comp, they should really try to snipe Q, just because he has this huge shutdown. And but he has flash and cleanse, so it's not the easiest pickup in the world. But they should still try it, just because you get back into this game with those 1000 gold, just a little bit at least, and maybe that will stop this forward pushing from PERTINAX. And now with the Baron on the table, there could be some dancers around him. Maybe they pick up those dancing shoes, just swapping Dazzlecop like at the moment in the bot lane, just getting some more pressure in. And with the pressure, they can try to start Baron, or at least try to flip it, because that's really the biggest like Maokai, especially in the jungle with the AP build, has. He packs a punch on those saplings, and even though he doesn't really went for the AP build, those saplings still will pack a punch, and you can just like spawn one sapling in every single brush, just start the Baron, they run into your saplings, then you go out. Just always try to dance around it, always build some pressure with the checks, and in the end they need to face check your saplings, and then you can engage them.
Yeah, you have an extra build on the Maokai with the Red Smite. He's one of the only junglers who uses the Red Smite in solo queue at least, so you get more true damage on the first hit, 4% max health true damage. That you don't run in competitive games because the shield is way better with the tenacity. like this.
Oh, next
See,
pickup
engage
maybe
again.
here onto the Maokai, and he gets the stun out, but in the end there is no more follow-up. No, the flash is coming out, but you can't really connect it or flash taunt, but there is no follow-up for your team, sadly, but in the end Maokai maybe will fall out. No, he will survive.
He
What a lucky
survives!
guy, and in the end you used all you engaged. You used like one flash and even a ghost and all the ultimates in the world, but there just wasn't enough. And now they see even that there are just the split pushers on the sideline, so they start to force this Baron just to connect to Ryze, but Ryze is a fast boy and he even kills the Ashe. That's wonderfully played, but now at everything next but the teleport on the brush, and there's the down for Ryze, and in the end you can't even get out of there. There comes the stun, there comes the Ryze ultimate, and that's the triple kill. That's maybe even the quadra kill. No, Maokai is just a mean guy, and he kills the cat on its own. So no quadra game for him, but that's probably that's the second tier 2 turret on the top lane, and that's even should be game because they just won a really clutch team fight there. A clean ace actually.
Yeah, there's the Baron for PERTINAX. Like I said, the team comp meta is just way stronger than a pick comp here. It's way easier to execute. You hit your ult buttons, you hit some champions, you kill them. The Ryze also is going for his 4th item. I don't think if you Ashe already Ryze you can kill him because of the frozen heart. You can't kill the Jax either because of the Zonias, and Maokai is just too tanky to kill either way. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good team fight comp that PERTINAX is going, and I think it shows what the meta kinda is, that it does surround the team fight, and I think Maokai is going for the Earth Dragon Soul right here, and
Jax goes in the base, goes for the stun, but he has still the stopwatch or the Sonya if he wants to. So in the end, he just got out Swain ultimate for nothing, and therefore the inhib, you get the soul. So at the moment, red side looks unstoppable in the first 2 games of the Elite Low series. Just 2 clean.
They set up the trap.
Oh, and he gets it. Just dominating on the Swaros right now. 6-0 and 2. And with that, the last tier 2 turret probably will fall. And then they just reset and build up the 1-3-1 probably. No, they want to go for the next inhibitor. They could look for an engage with the Maokai ultimate that comes, and now you can just force them away, and that's the
Ryze
first
coming.
turret. And now you go in with the Jax stuns, and in the end it's the first kill onto the Shen, onto the Nocturne, and you flash forward. 8 kills for Varus, triple kill for Varus, quadra kill for Varus. What a game here from Crew. And now the base will fall. You will just get the 2 Nexus turrets. And the Nexus, of course, and with that, red side has a 100% win rate in the 2nd division of the Elite Series, with 2 teams really dominating victories with Riftlock and with PERTINAX. Yeah, just wonderfully played by them.
Yeah, that was game 2 of the day. PERTINAX takes it here against Once Upon a Team. And yeah, you kind of see that teamfight comes and red side is stronger than everything else right now. So maybe the other teams are watching the games and kind of hopping to the teamfight comp. Maybe on the 3rd game today we will see teamfight against teamfight comp. Then the teamfights will be way more two-sided. Here it was, the teamfights were pretty one-sided for PERTINAX esports, that because they fought the objectives right, they didn't get picked off by the pick comp of Once Upon a Team, so they could just go into a 5-man against 5-man, and then just AoE everybody down and just kill them, and that was actually the game. We had some good Ash hours with the Nocturne follow-up, but it wasn't that... They didn't get too far ahead, so PERTINAX Esports just could run them over in a team fight with 2 quadra kills for the Varus, for the on-hit Varus actually, and just DPS them down, and then that was it.
Yeah, I think we saw a glimpse of the team comp from Once Upon a Team. There was 2 or 3 Ash arrows where they really caught someone, but yeah, in the end it wasn't enough. And yeah, I'm really hyped for the next 2 matchups. If we just get to from the production, the next 2 upcoming matches, there is a Reaper's game against Aurora coming up soon, and then of course closing this day will be Dynasty against Adverse. And maybe if production will say when the next game will be starting, because then we can send you to your break, and then we can see us for the next matchup in 15 minutes. So we will make a small break, see us again roundabout, like I think it's 20, 40, 45 or something, or maybe even 12 minutes from the production. So we have a small break, but see you soon, and hopefully enjoy the next matchup with the Reapers.